The greatest guessing game one can play is when is the Nintendo Direct. It's a really hard game, but this time Nintendo made it easier for us by lowering it down to June. They said our next Direct will be in June. Here's a box of 31 flavors. Guess which day it's going to be. But I think we have it. I think we know when the Nintendo Direct is going to be, and I really believe it is going to be next freaking week. So good morning, Mario, and good morning, Switch fans. This is epic because when you are less than 1 week away, the countdown is on. It's officially on. The gears start spinning, the sweat starts dripping, and we are ready for a Nintendo showdown. Maybe you're not sweating, but I am. It is hot in Arizona. So what's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. Thanks so much for being here. I appreciate y'all so much. Let's get into why this Direct looks like it's really going to be next week, plus other Nintendo news that has popped on my radar this morning. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and if you would be quite pleased to have that Nintendo Direct next week after this Friday's Summer Game Fest, which Jeff Keighley said won't have any big games, and you should lower your expectations, which, don't even get me started on that. Sunday, we've got Microsoft's showcase, and then I really think it's going to be next week for Nintendo, and the evidence seems to back that up. But first, we do have a Nintendo Switch OLED deal that I have to point out because this one just started, so you probably have a chance to grab it. It is over on Woot.com, which I've ordered from before. They actually have a lot of good video game stuff on pretty good sales. This is not sponsored or anything like that, but I saw that it was $35 off, $314.99, which I think is a very solid price for a Switch OLED. Maybe not the best time to buy, given that, a new Switch is supposed to be out in less than a year. But if you are looking to upgrade, looking to gift, don't really care about the next system, or just really want to play Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door in the prettiest way possible, or Metroid Prime 4, or whatever else gets announced at this fabled June Direct, then that is a great deal. I'll put the link in the description down below. Also, Jeff Keighley, speaking of his Summer Game Fest, expressed dismay that Nintendo is not part of the show. It sounds like nothing big is part of the show this year because Jeff said that there's not going to be one more thing. There's not going to be Kingdom Hearts 4. There's not going to be Wolf Among Us 2, but there is going to be a lot of content on already existing games and DLC, which doesn't really feel like a show worthy. So honestly, I am counting on Nintendo's Direct to carry the month. I think it's going to be the biggest, best, most excited, and quite probably least spoiled show of the entire month. After that YouTube Google drama where we find out that employees at Google were watching Nintendo videos before they were posted, and that's how information was leaking out, maybe we won't get anything about this coming June Direct. But Keighley himself says, I've got Microsoft and Sony in here in some capacity. Never really had Nintendo be a big part of Summer Game Fest yet. We always hope that it'll be the right year for them to come in and get involved, but it hasn't happened yet. Let me tell you something, Jeff. As a Nintendo super fan, as somebody that has made a Nintendo content channel for 7+ years now, you're gonna have to change the way that your show operates and who it emphasizes if you want Nintendo to be a part of it. I don't think Nintendo ever wants to be a part of advertisements or commercials or movie stars. It just doesn't really seem to be their style. Although they did put Chris Pratt on a special Mario movie Direct, so maybe they are moving in different ways nowadays. But I think Summer Game Fest is optional. E3 felt very mandatory. The ESA was like, dude, you gotta be here. Everybody was there. All the coverage was there. It felt like a mandatory event. And now Summer Game Fest is kind of cool, but kind of optional. So these companies can choose to go, choose to not go. Even if it's simpler and easier to attend Jeff Keighley's Spectacular than it was the LA Convention Center, it's optional. So you're gonna have companies like Sony be like, we're sitting it out. Microsoft's technically part of it, but they're doing their own thing, and Nintendo is definitely doing their own thing. And now let's get to the juicy details, which is where I say that I think Nintendo's Direct is going to be on Tuesday, June 11th. Now, this follows patterns and protocol. It matches up with what happens last year. It matches up with what they just announced, and it also matches up with their big call at the end of the month. So we knew that Nintendo's Direct would probably not be this week, the first week of June, because Summer Game Fest is taking place. They don't like to step on toes, and they also don't like to go early. If you know anything about Nintendo's history at these summer showcases, they like to go last. Sony and Microsoft would go the weekend before E3 started, the Monday before. Nintendo would be like, Tuesday morning, E3 starts in an hour, here's our Direct. It really was chaotic and challenging and crazy to cover and then go straight to the show floor, but it also was kind of bonkers, and Nintendo's just like, we can do whatever we want because we're the big N. But this year, I think they follow a similar path, and they want to go after everybody, even if they're not involved. That means going after next Monday when Summer Games Fest officially wraps up. So why do I think this? Why are others starting to buy into this as well? Well, it's because they announced their Days of Play summer event. Nintendo yesterday posted about their big Play Nintendo Tour 2024, where they're coming to Utah, Colorado, Texas, Iowa, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, South Carolina, Florida, and Minnesota, bringing Switch games and Nintendo fun and photo ops to different malls and venues around the country. This starts on June 13th. Very interesting date. That's next Thursday. And it goes on till September 2nd. Now, in the documentation for Play Nintendo, it does look like they're just showcasing old stuff. They're showcasing already existing games. They call out Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Princess Peach Showtime, and more. I don't necessarily... You think it's June 11th too? Come here. Tell them. Why do you think so? Come here, Bowser. Come here. Come here. Come on. Join the show. Come on, buddy. Well, are you shy? He's shy. Nintendo is not shy about bringing this Play Nintendo event, but they tweeted about it a week before the Direct last year. They tweeted about it on June the 14th last year, and then on June 21st, they had their Direct a week later. A Tuesday Play Nintendo reveal, a Tuesday Nintendo Direct. And it's also interesting that this event starts next Thursday. Therefore, if there's any announcements they want to get out there before this event starts to go public and before they take their truck of Nintendo games around the country, well, wouldn't that be very fitting? Because we know Nintendo don't have many games. And I'm not saying that there's promise of them showing off new games. They probably will just show old stuff. But they are showing Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, so maybe there's a new trailer they want to get out for that. And potentially there could be some other demos or even just trailers of upcoming games. Play Nintendo is meant to sell and advertise Nintendo. Wouldn't it be great if they could show trailers for games that are coming out? Except there aren't games coming out after Luigi's Mansion 2 as of right now. But if they have the Direct next Tuesday, that works out perfectly. Now, also, Walmart Canada tweeted about this Nintendo Direct saying, when do you think it will be? And they tweeted after Nintendo. You may think that's just happenstance and coincidence, but the same exact thing happened last year, where Nintendo tweeted about their public tour going around to different malls, and then Walmart Canada tweeted about, are there any clues in this? Where's the Nintendo Direct? So we've got day and date tweets from Walmart and Nintendo Tuesday, and then a week later, we have a Direct. I think it's going to line up the exact same way, especially with this year's Play Nintendo starting next Thursday, June 13th, getting that Direct out of the way. June 11th makes a lot of sense. It also allows Nintendo to capture all the enthusiasm from Summer Game Fest and steal the thunder. It allows them to go on Tuesday and say, you know what? Everything cool that you saw the past weekend and everything cool that you didn't see, we're going to one-up it. Especially if this Summer Game Fest is supposed to be a little bit of a lull, Nintendo can come in with their craziest, most surprising Direct yet. People aren't expecting much from Nintendo, but given that this is probably the last big bang of a Nintendo Switch Direct for the best system Nintendo may have ever made, I think they're going to go all out. We've already heard plenty of rumors about Metroid Prime 4, Donkey Kong, Mario Party, Fire Emblem, New Zelda, and more. I think this is going to be a jam-packed show that allows Nintendo to showcase and highlight why their exclusives are so much better than the competition. Be prepared for a bonkers first-party firestorm. I think that's what this Direct will hold. But predictions aside, it does seem like it is going to be next week. And if you want even more narrowing down, Nintendo tweeted that their 84th annual general meeting of shareholders is going to be on June 26th. Okay, so between now and June 26th, they have to absolutely have their presentation. So that leaves the 11th, the 18th, and the 25th. The 25th is very close to Luigi's Mansion 2 and very close to that shareholders meeting, literally the day before. I feel like that's far too close. But the 18th and 11th are options. I really believe it'll be the 11th. I suppose it could be the 18th, but to me, the fact that Summer Game Fest wraps up on Monday, the fact that they're tweeting about this Play Tour event, the fact that the Play Tour event starts on Thursday, the fact that the pattern matches up with Nintendo's PR marketing last year, the fact that Walmart Canada also matches up with Nintendo's PR marketing last year, and again has happened this year, it really sounds like the Nintendo Direct is going to be next week, and I think that would be the perfect time for Nintendo to be 2 weeks ahead of Luigi's Mansion, after Summer Game Fest, after Ubisoft Connect. Anything that's announced at any of these events that Nintendo wants to confirm for their system, boom. Now they've got the power and the voodoo magic to make it happen because it's already been announced. So this is the perfect storm for third parties, first parties, Nintendo's interest, fans' interest, Luigi's Mansion, shareholders, Play Tour, and more. I think it all lines up. I think we're getting a direct next week. I'll keep you posted on any more details that sneak out there. But again, don't be surprised if this time details don't sneak out. Don't be surprised if this time the leaks are shrunk. The leaks are closed off. The pipes have been sealed because maybe Mario ain't coming out of that green pipe anymore because YouTube is trying to lock down, Nintendo is trying to lock down, and maybe nobody really knows what they're actually up to. Sounds like the perfect storm for the most exciting direct ever, in my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Love you lots. SwitchForce out.